Greeting, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in this world. It is well known that suppressing emotions will have an impact on our body. Short term, it is not as detrimental, and it cannot cause you too many problems. But long term, the continual of suppressing your emotions can cause you physical and psychological impact and effects. And these are the effects of suppressing emotions: stress, anxiety, depression, and all stress-related disease, especially cardiovascular. A study published by the Journal of Psychosomatic Research on emotional suppression and mortality or early mortality concluded that suppressing emotions can convey early death and also can lead to death by cancer. Look, the result of us continually, we're not saying just one emotion, continually, regularly suppressing our emotions. Look at the physical and the psychological effect. Let me share with you the signs that you are suppressing your emotions. First, you avoid confrontation. We all do that. You explode about small things, small issues. You don't feel like yourself. You use a lot of distractions like social media, escapism. You are uncomfortable around emotional people. You feel anxious all the time. You have frequent headaches. You have digestive issues as well. These are signs that you are suppressing your emotions. And you can suppress your emotions, but this is what's going to happen. You can suppress them, push them down, but when they surface fearless, like they will multiply. They become a monster. So you are allowed to feel the way you feel. Yes, you regulate, yes, you control, but you are allowed to feel the way you feel. And if it is regular suppression to your emotions, you're killing yourself, slowly. You are physically making yourself ill, and you are causing yourself detrimental effects on your psychological being and your physical being. You're slowly killing yourself. This is how the new Freud, what they call him, psychoanalyst, this is how they see it. What they say about how to control your emotions. They say what best to do is to work out how your emotions work together with your rationality. So it's not suppressing them, but working your emotions with your rationality. And let me share with you this scenario that happened to me first personally when I lost my dad. So I lost my dad. I am one of the strongest in the heart, if not the strongest. I was grown by a strong man. And when he passed away, I came back home After a week, he was already buried, so I didn't see him. But remember, I was grown by a strong man, so I can handle stuff like this. So, do you think I don't have emotions? I do, but I'm a man, grown by a strong man. I walk to the house, everybody's crying, my sisters, my extended family. It's like just everybody falling apart. This is after a week. It was not even, if it was one day I would understand, but it's a week, but there's still emotion, they're still crying. Do you think I will fall apart and I make a scene? It's rationality in here, long term. This event happened once. I got myself together. If you check my heart, it's like somebody put a knife and twist it in my heart. But did I show emotion? Absolutely not. I stood up there and I told them, look, yes, this is the cycle of life. My dad have grown strong man. I got you. We're here. I got you. Got brothers and I got you. Stayed there for 2 months, comforted them, and I told them, let's get on with the guests that are visiting us. And also, I took 2 months from uni and I supported them. Here, it's not suppressing or pushing down, or it's rationality. Couple of years after that, my older sister said, if you showed weakness or if you fell apart, our confidence will shatter and then it will be more painful than it was. But I stood together, I pulled myself together. I never cried. Believe me, it's hard, but I never cried. It took me years to get over this. But on that particular scenario, I stood up, I didn't cry, I told them I got them, and I brought that confidence. I used the rational side to regulate my emotions. So, as I said, you can work with your rational side to regulate your emotions. And this was for me a one-off, and I handled it, and I'm really proud, and I'm glad I did that. Some other people will absolutely fall apart. I didn't, and I wouldn't, and I can deal with the consequences. So, let's see how Jordan Peterson, I hope you learned from this story, especially all the men out there. Let's see how Jordan Peterson look at how you control your emotions if you are a highly emotional person. I respect highly Dr. Jordan Peterson, who is a psychoanalyst, well known, and I really recommend that you check his books and listen to his videos. He's an outstanding human being, and he's a blessing to humanity, and especially people who has mental issues and all the men who has been put down by social media these days and been attacked right, left and center. So it's for men, women and everybody, but Jordan Peterson is he's been studying this for more than 30 years, so he's an expert, he's subject matter expert. So this is how Jordan Peterson is a quick, simple trick on how to deal with your emotions, or how to control your emotions. First, this is what he said. Check if you are physically ill. Sometimes you are highly emotional because you're ill. You're sick, you're ill. Go and see a doctor. It's nothing to do with circumstances around you, or you're ill. Go and see a doctor, and then hopefully you get treated and you feel better. Second, eat well. People are starving. You don't eat breakfast and you think why you're highly emotional and moody. You eat breakfast. Eat a high protein breakfast. Even if you don't like it, get used to eating. Eat. If you don't eat, of course you're highly emotional. Can you believe that anxiety comes from not eating properly? Anxiety. Okay. What he said also, pick a time to wake up. If it is, for example, 7 o'clock, regularly wake up at 7 o'clock because they regulate your mood. If it's 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. If it's 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Stick to that time. And sleep well. So if I summarize what Jordan Peterson say, is eat well and sleep well. And what I add to this personally, if you are not exercising, you are inviting so many, not just bad emotions and hormones, but you are inviting every single disease, and whether it's mentally or physically. Exercise. Even if you can't exercise, you don't have money to go to the gym or anything, walk. You have to exercise. So apart from what the amazing Jordan Peterson said, Dr. Jordan Peterson said, exercise. And I think he will mention that. Jordan Peterson will not miss this point. I just added it. So if we summarize what we have learned today, and the reason I wanted to talk about controlling emotions is because if you want to be successful, you have to know how to control your emotions, because one of the keys to success is somebody who know how to control their emotions when making decisions, and when being extremely stressed. So what we learned in here is to not suppress our emotions, not to push down our emotions, but to learn how to work with them and our rationality. Thank you for watching and listening, and see you on the other side.